we're here to do tonight is something very, very simple, and that is to bring our court system back to us. You heard an impassioned speech from Shirley laying out some of the things that happened. Essentially, what we've got, something that everyone knows, government has three parts to it. It has the executive, basically that's the president, the cabinet, and all these other things. It has the legislature, who passes the laws. It has the judicial system, which is the court system. What's happened in California is that the court system went bad. And the way that the court system went bad in our state happened in around 1988. Because in 1988, the County of Los Angeles decided that they were going to pay money to the judges above and beyond their salaries to, quote, attract and retain qualified people to serve in the County of Los Angeles. Now that sounds very nice, doesn't it? Problem is that the only people that they were attracting and retaining were the judges that were already in office. Now, who were these judges? These judges were elected officials. So the county was paying judges who were elected by the state in elections to stay in office. Well, that didn't quite make sense. So the county had to have another reason. What was that other reason? The other reason is that who is the biggest user of the court system? The county. The county. Because of the fact that the county deals with children's services, the county deals with eminent domain, the county deals in the criminal system, because when you think about it, the county pays the DA, the county pays the judge. Children's service, children, the county pays children's services, the county pays the judge. Eminent domain, the county wants to take your property, the county pays the judge. Right across the board, everything that is going to happen to you, the county is involved in one way or another. So they started paying these people, and what did they call it? They called it local judicial benefits. Really nice sounding term. And what do these local judicial benefits consist of? First thing they did is they gave the judges medical payments, and they call that Megaflex, because all the county people get Megaflex. So, but the judges already were getting health insurance and so forth, so they got more from the county. Second thing that they gave them is professional development allowances. Now what is that? That was a cash payment of about $6,000 to $7,000 a year, which they could use any way they wanted. Theoretically, they're supposed to go out and get a little more educated. Cash right in the pocket. Megaflex was the same way. Cash right into their pocket. They didn't have to buy the insurance at all. Third thing that they did is they said, geez, judges, you aren't getting enough for your retirement. Granted, the state pays you a retirement package. After 20 years, you get 80% of your salary as retirement. That isn't good enough for you. We're going to put in another 5 to 6% into a 401k or a 457 plan, whatever it's called. So they gave them that. Totals out that 26% of the judges' salaries was this extra payment. Now, what does that amount to in today's terms? Let me tell you, right now, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge, or any judge across the state of California, earns $178,000 a year in salary. They get another $46,370 some odd dollars in these extra payments. And they get another $30 some odd thousand in benefits from the state of California. That gives them a basic package of over $246,000 a year. Now, how does that compare to some other people? United States Congressperson, $157,000 a year. United States District Court Judge, $157,000 a year, same as a congressperson. United States Supreme Court Justice, $206,000 for an Associate Court Supreme Court Justice. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, $218,000. So basically, This guy that is sitting at 111 North Hill Street is getting $30,000 a year more than a U.S. Supreme Court justice. He is getting almost $100,000 a year more than the federal judge who is sitting in the courthouse right down the street, and he is getting almost $100,000 a year more than your congressperson. That gives you what is happening. Now, what do you think is going to happen when a case from the county comes in and this judge is looking at it? He's throwing the case. Now, that's not me saying that, because we got some documents. Because starting from 2005, suddenly the county decided that they wanted to know what was happening with respect to their cases. So the county council came out with documents that would show a cost analysis of what happened to county cases. For the last quarter of 2005, not one case that was decided by a judge of the LA Superior Court was decided against LA County. For the year 2006 to 2007, not one case decided by an LA County judge was decided against LA County. In the year 2007 to 2008, they got a little bit smarter. They didn't give us good statistics. They mixed in verdicts with decisions, so it looked as possibly there might have been two cases that the judges might have decided against the county, but we're not sure because they didn't break out whether it was a decision or a verdict. So we know that the cases that have come in have basically been thrown. Now, how does all this fit together? Well, what happened, as Shirley mentioned, is that what took place is this case came down. Well, I'll back you up a little bit, because this fits a little bit into my story. Shirley had a little bit wrong. In 1997 and 1998, I brought the first cases with respect to the budget. And in 1998, I got an injunction. And that injunction closed down the entire government of California, albeit for a day. But it closed it down the next day, and that injunction said that when the state didn't have a budget, they couldn't pay anyone, including the judges. The next day, they passed an emergency bill for $19 billion to keep the government going. As that case wended its way through the courts, in 2003, we got up to the California Supreme Court, and that's when the Supreme Court held that when the state doesn't have a budget, they can't pay anyone.